There's this Area 51 thing going on, and it got us thinking, how hard would it be to fake a UFO sighting?
The only way to find out is to actually build a UFO. So,
from a drone?
From a drone, yeah. We're gonna do about an 8-foot UFO.
I have to go to our hardware store to figure out how to build basically the inner structure of the UFO. My buddy Kelly FPV actually races giant drones, and he did something pretty cool where he did like a budget X-Class drone. He bought everything at a hardware store. So I'm gonna go in, pretty much buy exactly what he bought, and we're gonna build this frame up and get the UFO structure around it. It's gonna be awesome.
I got a couple of things for us, Jeremy. We got our aluminum square tubing here.
Nice.
And then I got some of this galvanized steel, which is actually pretty strong.
Well, it's to hold buildings together, I would hope so.
Now I'm gonna use one for a top plate and one for a bottom plate. And we need to find tools. Where do we find tools at? First game plan, probably, I like to lay everything out, make it look like the drone. That way we can measure some stuff and know how long we cut that square tubing for the arms. We'll go from there and then start drilling and bolting stuff together, and hopefully it works.
These look like tiny props for the width of this.
Tiny, tiny props, tiny props.
But do you think that this is gonna be able to handle the weight?
Well, what I'm basically building it off of is an X-Class drone, and what they're known for is high performance racing drones. So they usually have like a 13-to-1, sometimes all the way up to a 16-to-1 power to weight ratio. If we just build basically an X-Class in the middle of it, it's gonna have more than enough power. All right, this is my game plan. I say we take one of these square tubings and we'll measure the 42, no, that's not gonna work. I marked out where the motors are gonna be going on the frame. And now all I'm gonna do is take these aluminum square tubing and cut them completely in half for arms. Next I need to drill out the top and bottom plate, then I need to drill out the arms, and then I'm gonna assemble it all. Now that I got the frame together, it's time to put on some electronics. So first I'm gonna start out with my Brain FPV flight controller and power distribution board. And I also went with my peg leg technique where I only put 3 standoffs on there. That way it's less vibrations to the stack. And then I got a bus bar, and then after that, I'll install the ESCs and motors. Should we just go for it?
Just go for it.
Right. Wing it, dude.
All right, dude.
Prop it up in the air.
Should I be standing this close?
You're fine.
Should we stand further back?
You're fine.
I don't know, maybe let's move back a little.
I like the way back behind the pilot station.
Yeah, I just want to be safe, guys. Be safe. Safety first.
I love that about you because I can't see a dang thing.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Man.
Hover, hover.
Pretty good, dude.
He's not even breaking a sweat picking up that frame. Uh-oh.
Dang it!
What happened?
It did something weird. It like wanted to take off on its own. So I had to disarm, man. I freaked out. I freaked out, dude. Let's go.
It looked so light when it hit. It's just like, I'm gonna
It's
sit
just like,
down.
yeah, exactly.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, this.
Hey, you fixed it.
Yeah, I fixed it.
So what? So give me a breakdown. What happened?
All right, so it was flying good, and then like all of a sudden it yawned on its own, but then it wanted to take off to the sky a little bit. The motors ramped up on its own, so it could be vibrations causing that. I'm not 100% sure.
So vibrations could cause your motors to spin faster?
Well, if it's shaking the gyro, it's gonna do this and like want to climb. So
vibration is bad.
Bad, yes.
Yawing without you telling it to yaw is bad.
Bad.
And throttling when you're not telling it to throttle is bad.
It's all bad. I'm gonna fix those issues and then we're gonna be good.
You're gonna plug it into the computer.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab some stacks of foam.
Correct.
And I'm gonna start adding to it while you're fixing it.
Yep.
So I have my foam spiral of death. I'm making this up as I go. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut each one of these foam boards into a triangle that's a little fat, and then I'll glue all those together. I messed this up 3 times.
Oh no, dude.
So hopefully this lays out correctly for our frame.
Heck yeah, man. I jumped in it already. Hey, what's up? Dude, this is gonna be awesome, man. A lot of foam, 1 alien, 1 umbrella, and some lights.
And 1 night of fun. It's not turning out how I pictured in my mind. I thought 3/4 of an inch out from a straight line should be just enough curve to do like a flying saucer. Apparently it's more of a umbrella. I've just made it hard for me. I just made my life difficult for myself.
So now you got some challenges.
Potentially, I can cut a good bit off from the bottom.
Yeah.
Because the bottom is really where it starts coming down.
Yeah. Hey, we came to a conclusion that might work real nice.
We have a plan. What do you know? That worked. That looks pretty good. So now I have to make the bottom, and I'm gonna try to make the bottom less curved than the top. So it's a little flatter. We'll see how this turns out. Well, I got the geometry wrong for the bottom, so now the bottom is taller than the top. And what I realized is, even though I made the arc less, I didn't make this less, so this part flares it out so much. So what I need to do is taper it in here a little more so the bottom lays more flat. Oh, so I gotta do all of that all over again, where everything comes together is just like a mess of like trying to get the alignment perfect. And if it's not perfect, you gotta start over.
What you're telling me is you want to glue the sides together so the seams fit.
What I'm telling you is that I'm actually pretty overwhelmed. I'm gonna revert back to my approach to life of do one step, and if it doesn't work, go a different direction, but just focus on that next step to keep moving forward.
Nice.
With this kind of thing, new problems present themselves that you would never think that they would exist until they happen. So trying to plan out 3 steps ahead, it just overwhelms me. So yeah, next step, I think glue the top on. A lot of people watch our videos and think, wow, those Flite Test guys are real experts. I could never do that. And yeah, each one of us has our expertise. I have an expertise in video editing, among other things. Josh has a great expertise in designing aerodynamics and designing foam board airplanes. But every single project that we take on, that's the first time we've ever done that project. And it is a completely new learning experience. We always walk into it not knowing if it's going to be a success, not knowing if we're even going to be able to get a video out of it. There are some projects that have never come to fruition and you've never seen those videos. It is really easy to get overwhelmed by trying to solve the entire problem all at once. And what I've learned from this is you just go one step at a time. Sometimes you may have to take 2 steps back, but you'll be moving forward knowing what you learned from those first steps. So the next step for me is to make the ducts for this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but one little step at a time, I know I'm gonna be able to get this thing in the air.
All right, guys, so we actually have a community member that's an independent game developer. He reached out to my buddy Zorb and I to sponsor this episode. He's developed a spaceship game called Artemis. Artemis is a sci-fi Windows PC game, and it's been around for quite some time, so you know it'll work on just about any Windows PC. Artemis is like playing your favorite space TV show. You and your friends get together and work together on a space bridge. Players do different jobs like helm, weapons, science, and engineering, and everyone works together to save the space sector from alien invaders. Get out of here, Zorb. Artemis is filled with space stations to protect, nebulae and asteroids to navigate, black holes and minefields to avoid, space monsters to study, and lots of alien battleships coming to wreck shop. Artemis isn't about shooting your friends, it's about communicating with them. Everyone's on the same team working together. You can play Artemis online, and there are lots of online clubs that play every weekend. You could probably find a game of Artemis at any sci-fi or fantasy convention in America. So probably the best way to enjoy Artemis is grab a bunch of friends, tell them to grab their Windows PC, bring them over to your house, set up the big screen as your main screen, and then you turn your whole house into your very own spaceship bridge. So the cool thing about this, anyone can play. And some of the best crews out there tend to be families. Whether you're a hardcore gamer or just a casual gamer, this game has a bunch of different difficulty levels. So it fits pretty much any person out there. Another awesome thing is you can even download special mission scripts or even create your own. So probably the best thing about this game is it was actually developed and brought to you guys by one of our community members. So by checking the link below, you're not only helping us, but you're actually helping one of our community members. So big thanks to Artemis for sponsoring this video, and a big thanks to you guys for watching. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to make content like this. Now, speaking of crew, let me see what these guys are doing out here on this UFO.
I'm gonna plug this in with this giant Lumineer battery. I'm not gonna get shocked if I touch anything metal, right?
No, everything is pretty well isolated.
Okay. Pretty well?
Whoa! Whoa, dude! I figured I'll be able to tell my orientation at night. So
yeah.
Green in front, white in the rear.
That is smart, man.
I want to turn the lights off. Hold on.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah, buddy,
Give me
dude.
the umbrella.
I made a spaceship.
We gotta weigh this thing, see how much it is.
Alright, hold it straight up. Alright, now we're gonna let go in 3, 2, 1. So it's about 13.6 when we let go, right?
That's pretty good.
Well, my goal, what I wanted it to be, was under 20. So with the battery and everything, I think it'll be good. Alien. The most important part, how much you weigh? 0.2.
0.2.
0.8, so 1 more pound with those.
So one pound right here.
2.4, so... Wait.
So 5 pounds of paint.
I don't think that's how it works, guys. I don't think that's how it works.
What?
We don't weigh the can, too.
Okay, so take some of the can off.
Most of the weight is the can. Why does this thing make me nervous, Stefan?
I don't know, man.
Why does it make me nervous?
So like we've spent so much time to build this thing. If you crash it, we have to rebuild it all, and this is supposed to be done by tomorrow.
We are here at Ready Board Runway.
Alright, gentlemen.
Plugging it in.
Yeah, dude, this wind is sketchy right now.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just flying a big wind catcher. Drones don't like this much wind.
But we got a deadline, let's do it.
Alright.
Should we be further back?
I think we should be further back. Maybe let's get off Ready Board Runway real quick. Okay. And let's stand back here, give us a little bit of buffer zone. And I'm just gonna arm it.
Yeah.
See if it arms. All right. So it doesn't arm.
Yes!
Wait. Why is it not arming?
So Alex thinks it might be a short on the frame. Metal touching metal makes it no-go. And we take it up and it shorts in midair, it just falls out of the sky. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
I use my multimeter though. There shouldn't
pressure.
Shouldn't be no shorts.
Shouldn't be no shorts.
All right, dudes.
It's loud. It's rotating.
It's like constantly spinning, yeah. It could be, I mean, I put zip ties on the wires, so maybe let's take the zip ties off the actual motor wires and see if I can zip tie the other wires somewhere else. Because that one was like glitching. I've put zip ties too tight on 5-inch quads, and it actually like cuts, I don't know if it cuts electricity or something through the cable itself or through the wire, but I know if I put those too tight, that might be an issue. I had these too tight on these motor wires, and it was causing this motor to bog down. It sounded different than all the other ones with the props off and spinning up the motors. So I took those zip ties off, made sure none of my bolts were touching the windings, plugged it back in, ran up the motors, and now that one's not bogging down. We'll put props on it, let's test hover it. Why do I feel like this is a wonderful idea to fly this thing inside?
We're armed. Step back.
I know where to go. I'm trying to
Behind the pillar.
All right, here goes nothing.
I don't know
would have too.
This prop was completely slowing down. These motors, you may or may not remember them, but these are the motors from the box fan, which had limited to moderate success. And once it had the little success that it had, Maddie went ahead and flipped it like a hamburger straight onto the ground.
I'm gonna go for it.
And the motors didn't fare too well, if I remember correctly.
I did repair one. Yeah, I did
Repaired one of them. So I think that's what it is, and that's what it always is with quads. It's always like one little.
Yo, Jeremy, what are you doing down there?
Trying some meditation. See if that would help clear my head. We haven't been able to get the thing to fly, but I went ahead and put a sweet paint job on it so at least it looked cool not flying, and it's still not flying well. We haven't been able to narrow it down to one thing that we know is causing the issue. We have a bunch of different things that might be causing issues. So we decided to move up to the larger 16-inch props, but in the installation of the 16-inch ducts, they got a little cattywampus and they're hitting. So what I had to do is I had to take our 16-inch props, put them on a drill and spin them so that they're hitting sandpaper and sand them down to their about 15.5-inch props. We also swapped out the old beat up motors from the box fan quad and changed them out with our radial monster motors. We also discovered when I put in the ducts, just because of how everything kind of twists and warps with foam, two of the ducts were pointing in opposite directions, opposite each other. Instead of cutting the ducts new, I just added another layer of foam. So now it's funneling the thrust straight down instead of pushing the thrust over to one side.
How you feeling?
Exhausted, man. Who would have thought faking a UFO sighting would have been so hard? I'm super exhausted. Right now, I'm not feeling, like, usually I try to be a positive person. Right now, I'm not feeling too good about it. It barely hovers. I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
All right.
All right, come on.
Get in the air. Okay. 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 Let's go. Yeah.
That's better than
Ready.
Monster motors for the win.
Monster motors. Do you feel great? I feel great.
I
Like a weight lifted.
literally a weight lifted. I am still really nervous about how this is gonna end. We gotta get our cockpit canopy on. We got to get our alien
My buddy
Zorb in there.
We gotta find some people that are gonna freak out over a flying saucer flying a foot above the ground.
we're so far gone right now. It's bye.
So I did pretty much everything I could do to this guy. The weather finally broke, it's not windy. And what's pretty cool is we have a bunch of people out here Thursday and Friday night. Edgewater Air Park's officially open to the public. So we have a bunch of people out there that are out there flying and learning. I'm gonna take it out there, we're gonna get reactions, and I'm gonna send it into the Blue Yonder and see if it comes back. Throughout this entire project, my hopes were a little down. Getting it all set up with my dude Zorb inside, I think he's gonna fly this thing awesome. My nerves are on fire right now, like heart. This is the second nervous thing I ever did.
You race like national drone competitions and stuff. Look what you're flying today.
Tension's high, as you can see. Edgewater Air Park is officially open. We got a crowd of people here flying every Thursday, Friday night. If you're in the area, stop by. Open to the public, free for everybody to come fly at this beautiful flying field. I think that the UFO is going to fly high in the sky, and it's going to look epic. It's going to look like a real UFO. Once it gets way high up in the sky, I am unsure of what will happen next. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with quadcopters, when you come down from a higher altitude, especially on a slow quad like this, typically you're coming through your prop wash. Your props are shooting the air down, causing a bunch of turbulence, and then you're descending through that, and it can oftentimes cause the quad to be unstable. So that's my number one concern. But beyond that, I'm pumped. I think Matt's gonna do great.
I think it's gonna go up, turn, Matt's gonna do his best, and then it might do a hard landing.
I have full confidence in Matt's abilities.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Gonna work?
It'll work.
That is awesome. That's something I would build.
Always gonna fly.
It'll fly.
Most of them end up flying, one way or another. We will them to
One way or
fly.
another.
I mean, they flew a toilet after all, so this should be no problem.
You crashed that too, though.
Oh, what did you crash?
See, I can't lie because I got to see them working on it, so I have a good feeling what it will do. It's going to be awesome no matter what. I think he's going to get it up. I think it's going to hover around, but I think we got to keep the cameras on it because once it gets high and starts doing the death wobble, watch out.
We definitely think it's gonna work. Do you think it's gonna work? No, you don't think it's gonna work? Come on. Of course it's gonna work. Of course it's gonna work.
Jeremy and Matt have been killing themselves to get this UFO, to get Zorb to fly up in the air. But I want to take this time before they fly to ask you guys to please subscribe. We noticed a lot of you guys are watching the videos out there, but you haven't subscribed yet, which is awesome. And we'd love to have you come join the Flite Test family. So hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it literally is the reason that we're able to do crazy projects like that.
You ready?
I am nervous,
Dude,
man.
You guys have been really busting your butts over this past week.
Yeah,
Incredible.
A lot of stress on this one, but I love every second of it.
You got it, man.
All right, you guys ready? Let's go. All right. Hold on. All right. Hold on. I got this.
You got this, man. Is it your umbrella?
It might be. I see it puffing up.
Yeah.
We haven't had the umbrella on there before.
It's
You
like
see it puffing
I
up?
see the air bouncing down and bouncing inside of it.
The umbrella, something's going on, man.
Let's see it one more time. Dude, that's crazy. Do you want me to just pull it off?
Yeah, let's.
All right.
We should probably pull it off.
Pull off the umbrella.
All right, so the umbrella, somehow, some way, when I arm it and I give it throttle, it's like puffing up like a balloon. And it's not letting it take off for some reason. When I was test flying it before, we didn't have the umbrella on. We haven't tried it with our man Zorb in there, the alien. So we're gonna give it a whirl. We're gonna take the umbrella off and see if we can get in there.
I'm sure there's plenty of alien aircraft that have a convertible.
He'll come and hang out with us. All right, round 3.
There it is! Whoa! That's cool! How's it feel?
Feels pretty good. It's a little unstable, but it's fine.
You got a light up dangler there, man.
We gotta glue that back on.
Yeah, no doubt. I see your throttle slowly creeping up and I'm wondering why.
Because I'm just keeping it hovering.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly why. But it's actually flying pretty
It
good.
looks good! I mean, it doesn't have your buddy here in it, but that's okay. It still would freak me out if I was driving down the road.
Dude, it is flying better than I hoped for.
It looks amazing.
We need to fix that light though.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the reason this isn't working is because all the air is bouncing down and bouncing back up in the actual thing. And I bet you if you sealed off your bottom, it wouldn't bounce down and bounce back up.
Oh, okay.
Feeling me? How high can you take it?
That's done.
That's done.
I don't know what happened. Something was going on. We should go over there, check out the UFO.
Maybe we'll get a round 2 out of it.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh dang, ESC's got hot. Look at that. Look.
Oh yeah, they melted the...
They melted.
Wow.
Wow, those ESCs got hot. Now these ESCs were rated for 6 cell to 8 cell. The battery cables are warm. Nice. I say we switch it out as long as this ESC is good. Then
put it through its paces.
Yeah, put it through its paces. What's a UFO if you can't get it super high in the sky and you can't identify it?
Especially if it doesn't have a little green dude inside.
Exactly.
You gotta take it so high that it's unidentifiable.
Exactly. Right. So up and away.
Here we go. Is that it?
There it goes. Yeah! There it goes.
How does it feel not having any yaw?
It feels horrible. It's sketchy.
You're doing great, man.
Woo! Yeah!
Woo! Give me a hug, Josh. Yes.
So that was all it has.
That's all it has.
All right, so in the future, Monster Motors, pair them with the Monster ESC.
Correct, yeah, man. This was very inefficient aircraft right here, but what UFO is efficient? Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and if you guys want us to rebuild this or make it even crazier, put some more lights, some smoke on it, let us know in the comments. But until next time, later.
So vibrations could cause your motors to spin faster? Well, if it's shaking the gyro, it's gonna do this and like wanna climb.